that will decide biggest games in Week 11 in college football. The final weeks of the regular season brings high drama as teams are fighting for position in the college football playoff rankings and conference championships. When two teams are evenly matched, there's a small margin for error between winning and losing. The implications can be significant, however. Here's a look at 5 of this week's biggest showdowns and what will be the decisive factor in determining a winner. All times Eastern, Notre Dame secondary versus Miami, Florida, wide receivers time TV, Saturday, 8 p.m., ABC. The transformation from 4 to 8 team to college football playoff contenders started with the Irish becoming a dominant run team and an aggressive defense that forces turnovers. They should continue to have success on the ground against the Hurricanes, who have showed vulnerability against the run, before looking better in last week's defeat of Virginia Tech. The concern for Notre Dame is that aggressive defense, which naturally leaves the defensive backs on their own in coverage. While not allowing points, the unit has given up yards, including 245 per game through the air. The secondary now faces its toughest test with 3 talented Miami receivers, Braxton Berrios, Christopher Herndon and Amon Richards, capable of making big plays. Can the Irish cover them consistently in one-on-one matchups? If not, there's the potential for the Hurricanes to have early success through the air. A deficit would put pressure on Notre Dame to throw more, which is not its strength. It would also allow what should be an enthusiastic crowd to get involved to create a hostile environment. Staff picks. USA Today sports experts predict the big games in Week 11. Bold predictions. Trouble ahead for Notre Dame and Clemson. Playoff impact. Breaking down the games that have big implications. Oklahoma offensive line versus TCU defensive line time TV, Saturday, 8 p.m., Fox. The discussion about the Sooners and their lack of defense certainly has gotten lots of attention in the last couple weeks. The good news for OU is the Horned Frogs don't have the same passing game that has troubled its secondary. TCU's offense is more like Ohio State's, strong running game and a shaky, mobile quarterback, and the Sooners actually defended well in Columbus. What will make things easier is consistent production for their offense. It won't be as easy as it was against Oklahoma State, as the Horned Frogs are the best defense in the Big 12. Oklahoma needs balance both running and passing. That starts, not with Baker Mayfield, but a line that can open holes for its stable of running backs and protect Mayfield when he drops back. TCU will counter with the top run defense in the country and the pass rush duo of Ben Benogu and Matt Boesen, who will have their best success if the Sooners are one-dimensional. Georgia QB Jake Fromm versus Auburn QB Jarrett Stidham time TV, Saturday, 3:30 p.m., CBS. 2 great defense, 2 strong running games, 2 quarterbacks that will be asked to win games for their respective teams. Fromm has proved unflappable after taking over the starting job for the Bulldogs after an injury to Jacob Eason in Week 1. The true freshman is 3rd in the nation in passer rating with a ridiculous 9.73 yards per attempt. But he has only been asked to throw on the road against a quality defense once. It was a struggle against Notre Dame that ended with Georgia barely getting out with a win. Stidham took some time to get comfortable after transferring in from Baylor. His play in the second part of the season has improved. However, like Fromm, he has struggled against the better defenses, Clemson and LSU, on the schedule. It's unlikely either team is going to establish much of a running game given the talent on both teams' defensive fronts. The quarterback that can make key throws, especially on 3rd down, and avoid mistakes is going to put his team in the best position to emerge victorious. Michigan State front 7 versus Ohio State running game time TV, Saturday, Fox. Noon. The game to decide the Big Ten East was supposed to have taken place 2 weeks ago. But even after the Buckeyes beat Penn State, there's still work to be done. The Spartans also knocked off the Nittany Lions, leaving these 2 teams with just 1 loss in the conference. Anybody that followed Mark D'Antonio knew Michigan State wouldn't stay down. An improved defense and the emergence of Brian Lewerke at quarterback has allowed the Spartans to rebound from an awful 3-9 season. Ohio State will have to do some rebounding also after their shellacking at Iowa last week. It's hard to write off the 31-point loss as a blip on the radar. There are real concerns about the offense. The Buckeyes have to have both running back J.K. Dobbins and quarterback J.T. Barrett as running threats. Iowa, and previously Oklahoma, proved Barrett is an inconsistent passer when the